for Alexei Navalny's funeral with a heavy police presence watching.
You can't not come. Let them see that many remember, many know. It's not possible to silence it.
Navalny, a Russian opposition leader and strong critic of President Putin, died suddenly in a prison 2 weeks ago, and when his casket arrived, the crowd paid tribute. Some chanted Navalny and no to war. His widow claims Putin had him murdered. They've now moved to a cemetery for Navalny's funeral. Later today, Lake and Riley's funerals in Georgia. The nursing student killed last week while jogging in Athens.
The monster that charged in the death is an illegal alien migrant who was led into our country and released into our communities by crooked Joe Biden. He's crooked.
Former President Trump says he called her parents, offering condolences. He was visiting the border in Eagle Pass, Texas, telling Fox's Sean Hannity.
This is now a war zone, and they view it as a war zone, and Mexico's doing nothing to help us.
At the same time, President Biden was at the border in Brownsville, Texas.
Here's what I would say to Mr. Trump. Instead of playing politics with this issue, instead of telling members of Congress to block this legislation, join me.
He blames Republicans in Congress for not allowing a bill he says would rein in record illegal immigration. Last night at the Capitol,
the yeas are 77, the nays are 13, and the bill is passed.
The Senate joins the House approving short-term funding to avert a partial government shutdown this weekend, giving them more time to approve spending for the rest of the fiscal year. As the biggest wildfire in Texas history keeps burning nearly uncontained, worry about wind.
Friday and into the weekend, you're going to start seeing some adverse weather conditions come back to us.
Emergency Management Chief Nim Kidd, that fire and others have scorched more than 1 million acres around the Texas Panhandle. 2 people have been killed, dozens of homes burnt down. America's listening to Fox News.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-919-3200. That's 800-919-3200. 800-919-3200. Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Well, this was a big story last April when classified U.S. information started showing up in chat rooms online. Sensitive American intelligence, some of it related to Russia's war in Ukraine. An Air National Guardsman from Massachusetts was arrested as the accused leaker, and now it appears he's going to plead guilty.
Jack Teixeira's guilty plea was indicated by court documents that have now been filed. He had been indicted on 6 counts of willfully retaining and transmitting national defense information. He pleaded not guilty, but prosecutors have called for a change of plea hearing for early next week. Teixeira was arrested last April after the document releases over social media platform Discord led investigators to him using billing records. He has been detained ever since. Authorities have not revealed what they think was Teixeira's motive for the release. Grimal Scott, Fox News.
At a hearing today in Florida, the federal judge overseeing the Trump classified document criminal case could set a new trial date, perhaps this summer. 2 people shot dead in Missouri. One of them, a police officer.
A long line of police motorcycles escorting the coroner's van carrying the body of Independence, Missouri police officer Cody Allen to the morgue. He'd been shot and fatally wounded while he and another officer tried to rescue a court process server who'd been shot trying to serve an eviction notice. Independence Police Chief Adam Dustman says Officer Allen had a calling.
You don't raise your hand and go towards danger when others typically run away without something that is ingrained in your spirit and who you are as a person. And he was that person.
A second officer was critically injured. Process server Drexel Mack also died. Jack Callahan, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures mixed before a new month of trading. The Nasdaq closed February at a record high. After a 6% gain last month, the Dow rose 2%. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. An Illinois judge removing former President Trump from the state's ballot. Reason for the removal was the 14th Amendment so-called insurrectionist ban. The stay was issued by the judge on the order, giving Trump's legal team time to appeal by the deadline, which is today. University of Illinois Springfield School of Education getting a financial boost to help address teacher shortage issues. School's been awarded a $145,000 grant. Money going to be used to develop a consortium aimed at fixing the issue of teacher shortages in central Illinois. Surroundings around Lake Decatur getting an upgrade. Pier 36 continues to grow, and officials say they're adding 60 new boat docks to allow more people to keep their boat in the area for the summer. Officials say they plan to upgrade the marina as well with new gas pumps and a convenience store. There was already a wait list for the 60 new boat slips. Now they're getting ready for a more leisure summer. That's what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Time to open the doors to the third month of the year 2024, the year of our Lord. March 1. Yay! That means March Madness, man. So yeah, that means brackets. That means tournament time. You know.
Yep.
The whole thing. It's just around the corner. Okay, we will get it going right now with Greg Sawyer, brought to you this morning by Carl.
Mind you, we've got a new month of March here, and they're working to improve the health of community members across the region. If you're looking for an opportunity to serve others in a supportive environment, visit carl.org/careers.
All of our texts come in on the Fisher National Bank text line, the 217-359-2255. Mr. Greg Sawyer, talk to me about my weather.
Yeah, and welcome to meteorological springtime here on this March 1st, and we'll get into the astronomical mode here the 19th, but between now and then, at least through the next probably 10, 12 days, pretty easy to take. Another big warm-up slated for the back end of the weekend and early next week, and really late season cold or winter storminess to contend with around here. A couple of systems on the maps and charts. Week one kind of generating a little bit of wet snow, maybe a quarter inch to a half inch of accumulation's been noted over some western and southern areas of the state. They may clip parts of the area today. A little more significant system Monday, a little more dynamic system late next week. So the features continue to ride along, but they continue to be generally in a liquid and rainfall sense. But this one will have a little bit of a wet snow with it here as the morning progresses. 28 at Willett and Savoy, 27 at Rantoul, and some wet snow, some rain inconceivable if you play the cards right. Colder surface might even come up with a whole quarter to half inch of a little slush and mush here, particularly west and south of Champaign here for this morning. A little more rain this afternoon. 45 the high, down to 33 tonight. Sun comes back tomorrow and near 60-degree warmth. We'll be up near 70 on Sunday, 72 on Monday with some showers and thunderstorms breaking out, especially Monday afternoon, Monday night into Tuesday morning. Temps in the 50s on Tuesday. We'll hold there with daytime readings into the low to mid 50s. Nights into the 30s. A little bit of rain early Wednesday, a break Thursday, more shower activity for next Friday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Well, he's a native of Illinois, policy director for American Principles Project. GOP strategist name is John Schweppe, SCHWEPPE, out in Virginia. John, good morning.
Good morning. How's it going?
I'm fine, thank you. Good to have you. We made the national news here in this state with a former traffic judge who said Donald Trump can't be... How's a traffic judge 2 years ago evolved to kicking a presidential candidate off the ballot in Illinois? Please explain, John.
Yeah, look, this Tracy Porter, she's a Cook County Circuit judge, as you said, mostly known for traffic citations. She decided to actually not only defy the Illinois State Board of Elections, which reviewed this issue a month ago, but to really put her neck out there and say Trump can't be on the ballot because he committed an insurrection, and that she, in her capacity as a former traffic judge, has determined this and found him guilty. And just this whole power grab. But the crazy thing about this is, we're 18 days now from the primary election in Illinois, and as of now, this has the force of law. So we're going to need the Supreme Court to weigh in very quickly.
I don't know what to say, okay? It's just not real, right? It's really, none of this, Colorado, none of this, Maine, Illinois, it's not constitutional, correct?
No, but, they are trying to rely on a crazy interpretation of the 14th Amendment, which, by the way, was written after the Civil War. It was referring to Confederates when we talk about insurrection.
Yeah, right.
And they're trying to make this argument. It's wild. It's crazy. And it's amazing that the media isn't running wild with this because that if a Republican judge tried to pull Joe Biden from the ballot, it would be a national controversy.
Okay, I guess Colorado, Maine, Illinois, it's not going to matter. It doesn't matter how I vote for president in this state. I mean, you know that. It doesn't matter because we've been kind of legendary for a long time. Louisiana kind of was our compatriot,
right.
But then they got term limits in their house down there, and the whole thing is turned red.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, in Illinois, we got what we got, and if you don't like it, move to Tennessee. That's kind of what everybody's doing. So I don't know, John Schweppe, what would you recommend the citizens of Illinois do if they don't agree with this?
Well, I think you should sue, honestly. I do think the Supreme Court, the anticipation is they're going to come out with a ruling in the next week or maybe two, basically striking all of these down.
But didn't they already they printed everything? Nothing. How do you do that? I mean, they haven't. I thought they were done with all that right now.
I haven't seen the Illinois State Board of Elections respond to this yet, and we'll see what they do. But the reality here is that this one judge is trying to basically take over the law and ruin it for everybody else. And this is crazy and it's unprecedented.
Yeah.
And so I'll say, I know Illinois is a blue state, but there are plenty of down ballot races. And if you take the presidential race off the ballot, it's absolutely going to help Democrats. So it is a real problem.
By the way, we're kind of pink, except for, say, Champaign-Urbana and Cook County. If everything else is kind of pink, we look a little like Indiana. So it's
I'm from the Quad Cities originally, so I know Rock Island County a little bit blue.
Is that blue? I guess where there are universities or colleges, you're probably going to tend blue. But there's a vast landmass that is pink. It's just not all the people live there. So, but it's
no, that's right.
We've been questioning the Cook County thing, vote early, vote often, which is what they used to say at least, and the John Kennedy 1960 kind of legendary stuff there. But anyway, it's just kind of where we are, and what happened here, John, and you know this, is that it isn't just your normal Paul Simon, nice guy, Tip O'Neill, going to have a beer with Ronald Reagan. This thing's gone, they'll say, well, you dragged it all right. No, you dragged it all left. They're trying to placate a Marxism, fascism kind of thing with the far left, no prisons, no borders, no police, and guys can have babies. I mean, there's just nuts stuff. I don't get it.
No, I couldn't agree more. And I think this is really a dangerous sign of where things are going. If they feel comfortable, I mean, this is really what they're saying, that to save democracy, we have to stop having a democracy, right?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that's pretty nuts, though.
No, it's just chaos. And I guess and Donald Trump said it yesterday. He said, I'm trying to figure out why. I think the why is A, they think they got a new voting block. B, they think there's core people that, not very many, but core people think that America has to fail because we're so evil. It's all based on evil. We have to get rid of it. And so to what? Change from what to what?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. And honestly, I don't even know if the revolutionaries on the left know. I think they just want to burn everything down. I'll say something else to point out is that I think they're really worried that Trump might win. And I think that's why you're seeing kind of this crazy, this is what we have to do. You're also not seeing the left embrace this. You're seeing some people on the left advocating this, but most of them are staying quiet. I think it's because, they recognize how silly this is constitutionally.
Well, I think the progressives should be their own party. They just know it's splinter and it ruined the Democrats thing. So it's John Schweppe. How can people reach the policy director for American Principles Project?
Well, I'm on Twitter at John Schweppe, and then my organization, American Principles Project, we are at AP Project.
Nice chatting again, John. Appreciate your time.
Yep, great talking.
Thank you. You was ESPN 93.5 Schweppe, SCHWEPP as in Paul, PPE. ESPN 93.5 on the Tapman's Towing phone line. We check your sports headlines.
Michigan State beat Illinois women yesterday, and next up for them will be Nebraska, and that's at the State Farm Center to honor the seniors at 3 o'clock. If you have some time on the 3rd, come on out and support our Illini women's basketball team.
Sunday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Illinois men in action tomorrow. Number 13 ranked Illinois faces Wisconsin up in Madison at noon tomorrow. 21-7 on the season. Well, how are you feeling about tomorrow?
I mean, it's a tough one.
Okay.
But, I mean, you look at our last three, it's not a given we win any.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at Wisconsin, home Purdue, and at Iowa, we could win them all. We could lose them all. You could split somehow. So, very, very rough, I think, finish to the season as far as the competitive nature of these games, because at Wisconsin, at Iowa are always hard. We're better, but you just got to push over the top. It's going to be tough, but, Purdue Tuesday night and senior night and all that, that's going to be emotional and fun. I think we can beat Zach Edey and his teammates. But, no, 3 really hard games to finish. We'll see how we do.
That's right. For tomorrow, we have Iowa at Northwestern, Michigan State at Purdue, and Penn State is at Minnesota. We've got Rutgers, who beat Michigan last night, 82-52, and Ohio State beat Nebraska 78-69. Illinois baseball in South Carolina to start up a series of games. It'll be Western Michigan today at 1, and on Friday, today's Florida State. Tomorrow at 1 will be Western Michigan out in South Carolina. So that's essentially sports that I have now. I'm really focused on basketball, but we have our Illini, 6 football players in action in Indianapolis with the combine going on.
Johnny Newton, they measure everything. His hand, my hand was like, 7 inches. Yeah. His is 9.
Oh, wow.
His hand is like catcher's mitt. I don't know. And he's only 6'1", and 5'8", 302 pounds, quick as a cat.
Okay.
And I would expect Jason Newton will be a higher pick, our highest one this year. Probably not like Devin Witherspoon or anything, but he should make some money, should have a nice career. He's very talented, very athletic. Rooting for Johnny Newton, Keith Randolph, Isaiah, Julian Pearl, Isaiah Williams, I think. There's only 6 guys, I think, at the combine, where they're essentially it's a meat market, and they got a stopwatch.
That's right.
And they can discount you in
the
3.
40-yard dash going on.
If you're bad at something, it's like, they're slow. Next. It's really kind of like
even though it might be like a quarter of a second.
No, it's crazy. I mean,
the other guy.
It's like you audition for something. Okay, thank you for coming. What happened? I've been practicing for a week. Thank you for coming. Next. Right. Just how those things are.
For Illinois football, the spring game will be April 20th at 1.
Okay, and we've got St. Joe Ogden playing for a sectional title in basketball. To my knowledge, that's the last Champaign County team alive. So it's St. Joe Ogden against, I think it's Teutopolis, T-Town down in Shelbyville. So Spartans, we're rooting for you. Spartans, as they did in 300, the movie. Spartans! You can get into that. All right, we check our weather. We get our Fox Business. We got a really good Stever this morning. Stand by. We shall explain our weather with Greg, our meteorologist, brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
And they have Read Across America. The first 1,000 people in the Lincoln Square doors starting at 10 a.m. will get a free book and bag. Read Across America, a great free event at Lincoln Square tomorrow.
You'll never get a bigger discount on an appliance than you'll get here coming up. You just won't. Look. Watch me.
Love it.
Okay, that's next.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana and vicinity. Welcome to March 1st and the start of meteorological springtime. Still a fair amount of spring-like temperatures expected to build our way here in the coming days, next couple of weeks for openers, and an increasingly active one down the line for next week and beyond. In the meantime, weak weather system traversing the deep southern states. Its northern extent generating a little bit of rain, perhaps a touch of some wet snow mixed in from time to time, and a late day high to 45 and a light south wind. Mostly cloudy for tonight, 33 the low. Tomorrow, some peaks and pokes of sunshine, milder, the high nearing 60 in the afternoon. Pick up on the south wind and will flirt with 70 and a windy and a seasonally mild, mostly sunny Sunday. Then Monday, some shower activity expands across the area, perhaps a couple of thunderstorms in the afternoon. Those only linger into early on Tuesday. Temperatures up around 72 for the day on Monday, cooling to about 55 on Tuesday, and then highs in the low to mid 50s. A few sprinkles Wednesday, a little more rain Friday. Overnight readings generally above freezing. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Since Busey Bank first opened our doors in 1868, we have built upon a tradition of close relationships and broad financial capabilities. Our experienced team provides the highest level of personalized service to ensure we accomplish your goals, simplifying your wealth management and business lending needs and ensuring a legacy for generations. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
New York Community Bank says it has found accounting issues and other problems with its financial reporting. The bank's stock is sliding again, down 29%. It also just had a management shakeup, including a new CEO. Elon Musk claims artificial intelligence startup OpenAI has been turned into a de facto subsidiary of Microsoft. Musk is suing OpenAI and its management, accusing them of breaching its founding agreement by putting profit ahead of benefiting humanity. Walt Disney's descendants and those of his late brother Roy are backing CEO Bob Iger in the company's fight against investor Nelson Peltz. Their letters say Disney is not a company that makes widgets, it makes magic. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
I'm Charles Payne. Listen to my Unstoppable Prosperity podcast so I can get you making money right now. 35 years on Wall Street taught me how to successfully invest in the stock market. In my 4-part series, I'm going to teach you too. Some of Fox Business's finest join me to help tell my story, impart crucial lessons from my Unstoppable Prosperity book, and to give you the tools to achieve your own financial dreams.
Listen anytime, everywhere at foxbusinesspodcast.com or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Invest in yourself and your money with a free rewards checking account from Fisher National Bank. Instead of losing a little each month in service fees and charges, wouldn't it be nice to earn on your money? Switch to Fisher National, where we offer 2.02 annual percentage yield on balances up to $20,000. No service fees or minimum balance required. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, agree to receive your statements electronically, and have at least one direct deposit in a monthly cycle to qualify. It's as easy as that. If an excellent APY alone wasn't enough, our free rewards checking also includes ATM fee refunds up to $20 and access to Reward Saver, which increases your earnings potential with 4.07% APY on balances up to $20,000. When you're ready to maximize your money, look to Fisher National, a bank ready to make the investment in you. See monthly requirements at any branch or visit fishernational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Make a difference in your community and start a rewarding career when you join the Regional Planning Commission's Early Childhood Education Team. The RPC will be interviewing for open positions within the program during a hiring event Thursday, March 14th from 9 a.m. to noon at 104 Nightingale Court in Rantoul. Attendees are encouraged to bring their resumes and references. Don't miss this hiring event for early childhood education, March 14th from 9 a.m. to noon at 104 Nightingale Court in Rantoul. Learn more at CCRPC.org.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
Yeah, looking forward to hearing Grace speak at the Lincoln Day dinner. I think Diane's coming.
I am.
Diane and maybe Eric Meyer I talked to.
That's right.
Anyway, Lincoln Day dinner will be Sunday night, 5:30.
Highlighting shared values, focusing on the important work ahead as we approach the 2024 election. I believe our primary's March 19th.
Yeah.
And there's so many write-in candidates with messages this year. That seems odd to me.
Well, Adam Nieberg was kicked off for a technical something, so he has some advertising saying, write me in.
Right.
And but yeah,
I feel like Jim Asklin from St. Joe also.
Write-in candidate. It's hard to write in because I think you have to spell it right. I don't think they allow. I don't know. Anyway, yes. So Grace will be speaking about her book, It's Okay, Finding Peace in Unexpected Places. Some great early response from that book. Okay, so we have a Stever, my friends. We have Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, which is on North Neal before you get to the overpass. On the right-hand side as you're driving north, you can get $500 off an appliance when you spend at least $1,000. So essentially, you buy a $1,000 dishwasher, you get half off.
Yeah.
There's nothing like this. You'll never find anything like this. It's 5 $100 bills, and you can get one of these by going to GoStever.com. GoStever.com. It is up right now. And take your shot at getting $500 off a spend of at least $1,000. You need a fridge. You need something. I'm helping.
You know, they had a big sale at the end of the year, Stevie, and you and I both had our dishwashers conking out at the same time, and we had lamented about washing the dishes before we put the dishes in the dishwasher.
Has anybody ever in your life told you that you're not supposed to do that? I never had anybody tell me.
I've always rinsed them, but...
Well, have you ever... Did anybody say, let's have the dishwasher talk? I've never heard that. So I was not raised with a dishwasher. I never knew about a dishwasher, so I thought you had to wash them before you put them in there.
Okay.
And then they'll be really
I thought you were just doing it because yours was on the fritz. Ours...
No, I just didn't know. I thought you had to get them kind of, not clean, but pretty clean.
Ours was like dirtier coming out than it was coming in.
Well, that wasn't good. So anyway, I bought all I'm supposed to buy. European producer David Lesney was helping me, saying you got to get this. It's some sort of liquid you put in there to make it sparkle.
That's right.
And then you put I have Cascade Platinum,
right,
which is like $900 a pill.
I know.
Anyway,
the little pod.
But I almost blow dry my plates now. I just want them really dry.
Yeah.
I want them really messy. So I put it in there, and the enzyme connect with something or something. John Shepard, who's the president, not the president, but the general manager of all the Dick Van Dykes, he said, no, the enzymes, they need that to the chemical. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Has anybody told you that?
You pull them out of there, and these dishes are so clean.
They're so clean.
It's amazing. It's like squeaky clean.
I'm so excited because I can load a dishwasher really fast.
So do you have a dilemma, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World? Maybe it's the dishwasher. Maybe your refrigerator is on the fritz. Maybe this is the time to get that extra freezer for the meat and storage in the man cave.
You'll have to spend $1,000, but believe me, it's easy these days to spend $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want $500 off a spend of $1,000, it's GoStever.com. Not a member, you can join and also enter. You'll hear later today if you're one of the winners we're going to choose today. But yeah, rare opportunity, rooting for you all the way. I hope you win.
That's right.
We have law enforcement official today. March 1 brings in another month. We appreciate what we've done here since, I guess, 2015. We have just simply tried to say, way to go. We appreciate what law enforcement does. We believe in police. We think they keep us safe from the standpoint of coming when called. If I have an emergency, I don't want to have to defend my backyard. And it's not an easy job. There are openings, I think, in every police department in the world.
Right. Yep.
They're offering bonuses at Urbana. You get $10,000 to sign on.
Okay.
You get, I think in Champaign, you get $7,000 if you live in Champaign. They just give you another $7,000.
Okay.
So the money is there. It's just, do you want to do the work? So we will celebrate law enforcement official. He's a sergeant. He's with Champaign Police Department. We'll meet Sergeant Austin Massey.
That's right.
Okay, that'll be coming up after 8. Okay, Brother Johnny, it's Friday. Johnny's next.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less.
Since Busey Bank first opened our doors in 1868, we have built upon a tradition of close relationships and broad financial capabilities. Our experienced team provides the highest level of personalized service to ensure we accomplish your goals, simplifying your wealth management and business lending needs and ensuring a legacy for generations. Building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. President Biden in Brownsville, Texas, imploring Republicans, including Donald Trump, to work with him on new laws for the border.
So instead of playing politics with the issue, why don't we just get together and get it done?
The president upset Republicans blocked the Senate bill that would have directed billions of additional dollars for border security. Fox's Rich Edson at the White House with more on Mr. Trump's stop in Eagle Pass.
He and Republicans argue Biden can simply rescind the executive orders he signed reversing Trump border policies. Officials say the administration is considering executive actions on the border, though the president announced none yesterday. This in a year that immigration is now surging to the top of the list of concerns that polls show Americans have.
Congress greenlights a short-term extension that funds some agencies through March 8th and others through March 22nd, but avoids a shutdown at midnight tonight. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Students at Urbana Elementary Schools could see major changes next year as the school district presents 2 new district map options after 2 years of discussion on consolidating their dual language program to a single school. Urbana School District's been working with RSP and Associates on a new boundary plan that they say will create more balanced student attendance areas. Lakeland College crowing about its record number of international students enrolled for the spring semester. College officials say the school's international student body will grow over 50% this spring. College has partnered with a company called Education USA that helps schools grow their international enrollment through a variety of ways. City of Champaign set to become home to a new discount variety store that sells products for under $5. New store is called Pop Shelf. It differentiates itself from the other dollar stores by selling items such as beauty products, home decor, and other items. The company has almost 250 stores nationwide. There are 9 locations in Illinois. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim Miller. We appreciate you. ESPN 93.5 with our weather. Meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you by Busey for over 150 years. Member FDIC.
Here's a look at local.
That's not what I wanted.
That's Jim. And
I just said thank you, Jim. I appreciate you. And boom, here he goes again. Here's meteorologist Greg Solier.
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana is Saturday. Overall, pretty quiet weather picture. Weak weather system heading through the southern states has a little more moisture expanding northward into our general neck of the woods and points on southward. That includes, a little bit of wet snow, some rain mixed in for this morning, a little rain back in this afternoon, and temperatures up to about 45 this afternoon. Average high for the time of year on this March 1, then the start of meteorological springtime, right in that range. A bit of a light south wind, mostly cloudy tonight. 33, partly sunny for the day. Tomorrow, high temperatures with a bit of a south breeze up, getting close to 60. 45 tomorrow night, and we'll flirt with 70 on Sunday. A mostly sunny, windy, and usually mild day. 72 is a warm one on Monday as well, with some shower thunderstorm activity expand across the area, especially the afternoon and into Monday night. That activity winds down on Tuesday with the high temperature up around 55. A little more rain in here early Wednesday and again towards Friday of next week. Otherwise, 50s by day and 30s at night. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Friday. Brother Johnny is on in New Orleans. I was just telling Johnny today's the CrossFit Open started.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm in, and Johnny was telling our friend Harold that he thinks he's 20.
No, I said, Diane, he thinks he's 22, which is great, except in this kind of thing, it can sometimes result in serious injury. So.
Well, I did play. I played your son Matthew in basketball. 40 years ago. Matthew turned 14. I was playing basketball, and I popped my gastrocnemius.
Oh, wow. What's that?
My calf was as big as my thigh.
Oh, wow.
And Johnny said, I've seen Steve make that move all his life. Not in the last 14 years, but I've seen him make that move in my life. So, anyway.
Sounds like a Johnny Stevie comment.
But Steve's in good shape, Diane. He actually has done this for a while, and it's been pretty good, huh, Steve?
Yeah, it's just the best I've ever done as far as anything exercise-wise, because it's just fast. I mean, tonight's workout, maximum 15 minutes, and they cut me off if I'm not done. So it's fast. It's just you keep going. It's like jump roping straight 15. I mean, it's hard, But it's it's a lot of burpees today. So
Wow, I can't stand burpees.
Me either.
well, they're only 90 I have to do. So
Oh, wow.
and so it's it's Johnny. You remember when you got ready for? You played on the Illinois football team for 4 years, and there was a moment with competitiveness. You played some JV games back in the day. That feeling of competitiveness, a little nervousness. I haven't had that feeling since high school.
Yeah, no, you get that when you're in competition.
But
So,
but the key, my whole goal is to not get hurt. Really, I mean, I want to move my body, but I don't want to get hurt. I mean, that's my. So I gotta be careful with the competitive juices flowing.
Yeah.
That I take it easy. So I know I'm going to scale it. I got to do the. I think it's a dumbbell thing, and I just have a shoulder that's cranky, so I'm going to lighten up on the dumbbell.
You're not going to lighten up. I can tell you. So hopefully you're just in good enough shape to survive, and you get so tired you can't hurt yourself. That's all I can hope for.
Brother Johnny has jumped on. We've got some stuff I wanted to play. Peter Ducey at the White House. He's the guy that generally asks Karine Jean-Pierre stuff she doesn't want to hear. So here's Peter Ducey this week at the White House.
Thanks, Green. First, a whole high school in New York is having remote classes today because the building was needed to house people who came into this country illegally. So what is the president's priority in this case? Is it the migrants or is it the students?
Just clear this up a little bit. So yesterday, New York City informed us that as a precaution, they would temporarily relocate migrants staying at Floyd.
Did she mean precaution?
Well, the point is that's I can't even come up with it.
Hold on, I will let her finish. Hang on.
Bennett Field to a nearby high school. As of this morning, all migrants have returned to the facility at Floyd Bennett Field, and so anything specific as to the program and what decided to do and all of the specifics to that, I would certainly refer you to New York City for any additional questions.
But if a working parent had to call out to stay home with their kid today, isn't this Biden immigration policy literally taking money out of people's pockets?
I'm going to actually go back to your first question for a second because I think I do need to address that, which is when it comes to education, migrants, the economy, the president deals with multiple issues all at once. That is his job. There are multiple things happening all at once. And as it relates to this particular question that you're asking me about in New York City, that is something that New York City needs to answers to.
I can't take it. I just got to go back to this really fast.
Clear this up a little bit. So yesterday, New York City informed us that as a precaution.
She's trying to say precaution, I think. Anyway, it's... Wow. I don't know what to tell you except wow.
Well, the thing about it is we do have multiple things to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And to add one that shouldn't be happening
is
unreasonable. There's no room for uncontrolled immigration. We don't have the jobs. We don't have the infrastructure. We don't have a system that works through what people who come to a new country need. And they've just completely shattered it, and it's going to affect all of us. It already is affecting us. And the question is this something we're going to push back on enough to say we need someone in there who won't ignore our border laws or not? That's really the question, because here's some kids that don't have room in their school because we got too many people who came in here illegally. You can say illegal. They're not bad people. More than 90% are fine. We're just not set up for it. And it hurts all of us, and we've agreed not to do it. That's really the issue. It isn't, do you feel sorry for wouldn't you rather live in America? Most people would. But we can't let everybody in at once. And we have to agree to the laws that we pass.
Well, the first week or
overriding issue.
First week or two, the Biden administration reversed everything Donald Trump did on the border. They can reverse it back. They have the power with executive order. They're not doing it, and he's just blaming the Republicans. Here's the montage yesterday. Donald Trump went to Texas, and the Biden team followed.
The operation that they showed me is nothing less than incredible. And I'll say this. It's a military operation. I mean, we have this is like a war.
I think the American people should know just how much combination of risk, work, and dedication there is in trying to get this done.
Last year, almost half of all ICE arrests were criminal aliens charged for more than 33,000 assaults, 3,000 robberies, 6,900 burglaries, 7,500 weapons crimes. This is all migrant crime.
Here's what I would say to Mr. Trump. Instead of playing politics with this issue, instead of telling members of Congress to block this legislation, join me, or I'll join you, in telling the Congress to pass this bipartisan border security bill. We can do it together.
The monster that charged in the death is an illegal alien migrant who was led into our country and released into our communities by crooked Joe Biden. He's crooked.
With this deal, we could hire 1,500 additional border security.
So if he can do it with executive action, why wouldn't he? I don't understand.
Well, why would he hire more border people when they're trying to cut the wire and let the people in? Why would you go with that bill? This guy opened the border. He raised his hand when the question was asked in the debate. With all the other Democratic candidates, would you leave the border open? And they raised their hand. And this guy's now trying to act like he wants to do something about it. We're at 10 million, maybe.
They think it could be more. Could be more.
And 90% are fine. That means there's 1 million really bad ones. And so, what are we going to do with them? What's going to happen to us? We have to just wait and see and hope you make it to the store and back. Look, it's a bad plan. It's not fair to the American people. And you can watch the guy do it for 3.5 years and then say, oh, he's really fighting Trump because trying to do something. Do what? Fix what he just did on purpose? And you're right. He can do it this afternoon. He's just putting on a show, and they're going to leave. Wow, can you imagine if Trump isn't reelected and Biden is? There'll be another 20 million in here. And they're going to double down. And there's no doubt that's their intent.
But if Trump wins, it's not going to be peaceful here. I mean, it's going to be all kinds of. It doesn't have to be true. There's just going to be people that just lose their minds, thinking we have a dictator. He's Nazi. He's Hitler. They're people.
Yeah, I don't think it's going. I think you hear that, but there's the usual number of crazies. I don't think there's that many more.
Rachel Maddow thinks that he'll be in there for life. I mean, she's a pretty prominent MSNBC anchor, the best rated show they have.
I don't know how you prominent out of their 500,000 viewers. She's the one who did a show about Kristi Noem's state of South Dakota with 800,000 people would have 300,000 people die because she wouldn't shut everything down for the pandemic, and nobody died. And now her state's got 1 million people in it, and that's Rachel Maddow. And if you're going to give her the time of day, then yeah, you probably need the reality check. But there's not any more crazies now than there were 100 years ago. They just have the microphone. That's the problem.
And there are more of them. There are definitely more of them because the population grew, right? So,
well, sure. There's the same percentage, I should say. There's more of them. There is more of them. But there's more of us. So we just need to quit looking away and saying, I don't want to worry about it. Let them have their way because I don't want to start a confrontation. And here come, for one thing, all these people across the border. And don't forget, we're paying higher gas prices and paying for Putin's war by buying oil from him. So, and it goes on and on.
Well, and I'm getting texts in, Johnny, saying, how can we sustain this?
Well, we can't. That's the whole point. And there are some big, heavy hitters behind this that are trying to hurt the country, that are trying to hurt our country so we won't have that power and influence that we've had all our lives. And we need to stop it because it can't be sustained. If there's no law and order, it's every man and woman for themselves. And that's a true disaster. So we can see this isn't what we want. The question is, how do we do something about it? And you just need to, think for yourself and try to vote for someone that'll try to follow our laws.
As apprehensive as I think I would be, certainly if the Biden administration were to continue, because I think the policies are really, really weak, and it's going to really, 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 really hurt us. Now, the other side feels the same way. It's over. America's over. I think there are some people that truly believe that too.
Yes, but here's what you have to do as an individual. What can you do? You can try to figure out who's right. We see what happened with Biden, which are basically all the things they're screaming would happen with Trump. They're doing what they're accusing Trump, who didn't do it, of doing.
Yeah.
When Trump was president, the border was sealed. We were independent in our energy. We were highly respected, maybe slightly feared.
Yep.
Oh, that's been America our whole lifetime. Because we were kind of, I hate to use the word enforcer, but we would try to do, what maybe the UN view of a peaceful world would allow, and worked off of deterrence, meaning we could do something about it, so you better not do that.
Yeah.
And in general, that's worked pretty well. And whenever we go the complete opposite, things start to fall apart.
Amazing.
And so there's no discipline and there's no order. It's as clear as day. We've been watching it. Just our cities, Steve, with the crime. The crime across America has gone up. And it's not something we have to have. We don't have to live with that. But you have to have someone willing to manage it the way we've agreed to. If we voted on all these things, Steve, and changed it, well, that's the way it is. But we haven't done that. And that's my biggest objection. Is these, it's our way or the highway. You don't know what's better for you. You don't need to vote on this. That's when I get off of their train. And then you see things like the guy winning the girls sports. That's I always go back to that because you look at the extremes to find out kind of who's right or wrong. That's wrong. We all know that that's not fair. And so when you have people who think it is, you don't put them in charge of anything. Just for that reason, because they don't know the difference between what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's a pretty simple test, and they've made it pretty easy for us. I think.
Well, we hope so. I don't know. It's unbelievable. Certainly unprecedented, isn't it? We've never really quite been here, and all these cases. The fact that the Supreme Court's looking at this whole immunity case means that the trial of the Trump January 6th thing is pushed way down. I would think. I don't know if they'll get it in this year. If it is going to be in the summer, but it definitely that was kind of a big deal, and they want to get him convicted so bad so quickly. So they think you can't have a felon as president. Those kinds of things. So it's
I don't know if we have had a president like Joe Biden before. I'd have to look because
you've never had the rule of law and lawfare against an opponent. I mean, that's just I've never seen anything. Just get him to court, have him in court every day.
They've done it subversively, but nothing that overtly,
no.
and also such an appearance of weakness is probably unprecedented. But
all right, 748, Brother Johnny on the Tapman's Towing phone line. All our texts are coming in on the Fisher National Bank text line, the 217-359-2255. So we got 3 more basketball games. Illinois at Wisconsin, noon tomorrow. Illinois-Purdue senior night, 6 p.m. Tuesday against Purdue. And then at Iowa Saturday night, whatever March day that is. I mean, it's a tough finish to our season, Johnny.
Yeah, but they're playing great. I mean, I don't know. We talked about the Fighting Illini after Penn State and their 18 turnovers. Do they listen to our show? Because let me tell you what, they've taken care of the ball. Do you know in that really great game against Minnesota, they had 4 turnovers?
Yeah,
okay?
amazing.
And as far as the turnovers that you're going to have some, but the ones where you throw the ball to the other team who then jams it, I haven't seen that in the last 2 games. And it's really just a matter of being a little more intense the whole game. And I think that also there's been a few more players play. At one point, he took everybody out of the game to talk to them, which really, that's great.
Yeah.
I just like the way they're moving the ball around. And, of course, that was quite the game with Minnesota. Can you imagine shooting 70% from 3 and losing?
Yeah.
Jamie, if I'm Minnesota, I'm like, well, if we can't win that game, we're not going to win any.
And they were 15 out of 21 from 3, Johnny. If they were 11 out of 21, which is still over 50%, they'd have lost by 19. I mean, it was a remarkable game Minnesota played, and we were very fortunate to shoot really well ourselves that night. So.
Well, we just played a really good offensive game and took care of the ball. It's the 4 turnovers, Steve.
Yeah.
That's 14 less than Penn State. So if you're shooting 50%, that's 14 points right there that you would have made if you hadn't turned the ball over.
Yeah.
And that doesn't count the 3 or 4 jams. So that's a 20-point swing just on going from 18 to 4 turnovers.
Yeah, the Penn State loss was, I would flash back, and I thank you every time I think about it. 1988, when we lost to Villanova in the tournament, and I was coming back. Janet and I were in California, came back, you called. I said, don't tell me I've got it taped. And you paused and said, I can't let you do it because we missed 6 1-1s and lost a horrible game, kind of like the Penn State game. And that was in the NCAA tournament. And the next year the team went to the Final Four. That was the Flying Illini team. So anyway, bad losses. That was a bad one, but it's a game. It's not a tournament. So
that's right.
Move on and flush it. So just keep going.
Well, and the main thing, Steve, is just to keep playing at that level. And I think we'll win. We could win them all. We really do want the double bye in the Big Ten tournament. That's actually a big deal. As far as your seed, it doesn't matter. Anybody you play can beat you.
Yep.
You have to be ready to play the game as the best you can. And that's what they need to work on is the consistency, because in the Big Ten tournament and in the NCAA tournament, when you really have to start worrying about it is the very first game and then the second game and then the third game.
Oh, I know.
That's just how that goes. And if you're ready, you might be surprised.
Well,
these guys are good.
Let's go. All right, Brother Johnny, thank you for being on. We appreciate having you.
Hey, thank you, Stevie and Diane. Always great to talk to you.
Talk to you next week. Brother Johnny on Tapman's Towing phone line from New Orleans this morning.
Starting off March right.
Yep. ESPN 93.5. Weather brought to you by Kurt Lenschow. He's at State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign, Van Haven, Vicinity. Welcome to March 1st and the start of meteorological springtime. Still a fair amount of spring-like temperatures expected to build our way here in the coming days, next couple of weeks for openers, and an increasingly active one down the line for next week and beyond. In the meantime, weak weather system traversing the deep southern states. Its northern extent generating a little bit of rain, perhaps a touch of some wet snow mixed in from time to time, and a late day high to 45 and a light south wind. Mostly cloudy for tonight, 33 the low. Tomorrow, some peaks and pokes of sunshine, milder, the high nearing 60 in the afternoon. Pick up on the south wind and we'll flirt with 70 and a windy and a seasonally mild, mostly sunny Sunday. Then Monday, some shower activity expands across the area, perhaps a couple of thunderstorms in the afternoon. Those only linger into early on Tuesday. Temperatures up around 72 for the day on Monday, cooling to about 55 on Tuesday, and then highs in the low to mid 50s. A few sprinkles Wednesday, a little more rain Friday. Overnight readings generally above freezing. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Is your birthday in February? Well, get ready to rev up the celebration.
Clay Dooley Tire and Auto is giving you a free oil change during your birthday month. That's right, a special treat to keep your wheels spinning smoothly as you celebrate another fantastic year. Don't miss out on this incredible birthday offer. Schedule your complimentary oil change at either the Champaign or Bloomington locations. Since 1917, Clay Dooley Tire and Auto has been your go-to for driving with confidence.
During challenging times, family and health come first. This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. Many of us have spent the past year feeling a little bit out of control. There are steps you can take to help plan for a better financial future. Now is the time to take action and create a financial plan that's right for you. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Basketball star Coleman Hawkins on the general manager, Pacifica on Green, Lisa Lauer.
She's great. We got connected, and ever since then, I've been super grateful for her. She's a great person, and she really looks out for me. You know, anything I need, she tries to get it done for me, and it's super great to have someone who I feel like I can trust, and someone who, you know, I want to do something for in the future to really help her out, because she's helped me out a lot.
Visit them at pacificaongreen.com.
Champaign Center Partnership has some great ideas for a date night in downtown Champaign at the Virginia Theater.
Rumors of Fleetwood Mac, the world's finest tribute to Fleetwood Mac, returns to the stage at the Virginia Theater Wednesday, November 15th. Founding member Mick Fleetwood actually endorsed Rumors of Fleetwood Mac, channeling the spirit of Fleetwood Mac, performing hits like Go Your Own Way and Dreams and Rhiannon.
Get your tickets now at thevirginia.org.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com. All right, we have a Stever, the program where I happily give you my money and you spend it and keep the stuff. I let that marinate just a second. I give you money, you spend it, and you keep it. Well, you do have a couple of things you have to do. You have to try and make a move on this within a week, and then you have to fill out our thoughtful survey, and you take your time with that so we can give good feedback to our clients. So it's called Stever. Today from Stever, it is $500 off an appliance, and you have to spend at least $1,000. So if you buy a dishwasher that's $1,100, you pay $600. I'm sorry. Is that a good deal?
Wow.
Come on, man.
Unbelievable. That's
Come on,
awesome.
man. So get into Dick Van Dyke. What you have to do is you have to obviously enter. So you have to go to GoStever.com. You turned the camera on me.
I did.
GoStever.com. You can register, and then you can enter. And then you might get $500 to spend at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. So I don't know. You can go to GoStever.com to get that done.
Sounds good.
All right, the news will be coming up. Another hour to go. Exciting radio. One more hour before the weekend. We're going to meet, as far as I'm concerned, a hero.
Yes.
We honor law enforcement because we need to appreciate the work that they do. Every day they strap on the protective vest and try and help people on not their best day. And so I am pro-police. I understand the world is not perfect, but they're pretty doggone good. And they help us. They're not out to hurt anybody. We're teaching people, particularly children, I think, to fear them. Like they're gonna discriminate. They just don't wake up doing that, and the truth needs to come out. So that's why we do this. So we're gonna meet Sergeant Austin Massey, Champaign Police. He's our hero. Coming up.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first or you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com. From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information including repair quotes and online scheduling requests available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. Basketball star Coleman Hawkins about Pacifica on Green.
I'm Coleman Hawkins. I like living at Pacifica on Green. Yeah, my favorite thing is probably the game room. My family came and visited me and we had a blast in the game room. Playing Mario Kart together, just playing every game that they have in there, just competing and having fun. So no quarters, no, everything's free. If you live here, it's all free. You come and visit, it's free.
The ultimate in student housing, Pacifica on Green. Visit them at pacificaongreen.com.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
Saturday, November 18th for one night only at the Virginia Theater. Come out to the red carpet world movie premiere of the family-friendly comedy Irresponsible, starring Keith Campton. Parts of the movie filmed right here in our town and features dozens of local actors. Come and meet all the stars of the movie and ask questions, get pictures, and free autographs. Doors open at 6 p.m., showtime at 7. Virginia Theater, November 18th. For more information, go to thevirginia.org, thevirginia.org. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Paying their last respects under threat in Russia. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Bells tolled at a church in Moscow for Alexei Navalny at his funeral 2 weeks after the opposition leader died. His widow claims Russian leader Vladimir Putin had him killed. Navalny's just been buried at a cemetery after thousands of mourners paid tribute, even chanting his name.
Saying you were not afraid and we are not afraid. We also heard no to war and we will never forget. This massive crowd congregated behind police barriers, which had been set up earlier this week, and there had been heightened concern that people coming to mourn the opposition leader would be arrested, something that has happened to hundreds of people at memorials for the 47-year-old in the last 2 weeks.
Fox's Alex Hogan. There's a funeral later today in Georgia for the nursing student attacked last week while jogging in Athens. Her accused killers in the U.S. illegally jailed on a murder charge.
Joe Biden will never say Laken Riley's name, but we will say it and we will remember it. We're not going to forget her.
Former President Trump was in Eagle Pass, Texas, telling Fox's Sean Hannity.
This border makes 2016 look like baby stuff. It's probably the worst border, not probably, it's the worst border ever in the history of the world.
Blaming Biden border policies for record illegal immigration. But the president at the border in Brownsville, Texas, urged his potential 2024 rematch rival to join him, supporting a border security bill Republicans blocked.
Need more agents, more officers, more judges, more equipment in order to secure our border. Folks, it's time for us to move on this. We can't wait any longer.
At a court hearing in Florida today, a federal judge could reset the trial date in the Trump classified documents criminal case, likely pushed back from May till the summer. In Georgia, a judge in the state's 2020 election interference case will hear closing arguments considering whether to remove the DA, Fonnie Willis, from the case over allegations her romantic relationship with the special prosecutor she hired as a conflict of interest. America's listening to Fox News.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare information guide absolutely free. Call 800-919-3200. That's 800-919-3200. 800-919-3200. Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
2 days after Hunter Biden spent hours at the Capitol answering questions under oath about his overseas business dealings, we know now what he told House Republicans considering impeaching his father.
President Biden's son admitted to putting him on speakerphone with his business associates while he was vice president. That according to a transcript obtained by Fox News of Hunter Biden's closed-door deposition with the committees leading the impeachment inquiry into the president. The transcript shows Hunter told lawmakers, quote, "Certainly my dad has called me," and, quote, "If I'm with people that are friends of mine, I'll have him say hi." Biden, though, repeatedly claimed his father was never involved in any of his overseas business dealings. Republicans are trying to learn if President Biden took part in a bribery scheme through his family's businesses while in office. Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer expects to hold a public hearing with Hunter Biden in the near future. In Washington, Ryan Schmelz, Fox News.
House Democrats call the Biden probe a sham without evidence implicating the president, saying the case is undermined by an FBI informant charged with lying about Biden family transactions. Now, there was bipartisanship on a bill to avert a government shutdown this weekend.
Democrats have demonstrated our willingness to work together, do the right thing.
House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries. The Senate also approved short-term funding, moving back deadlines to next Friday and March 22nd to give lawmakers more time to pass spending bills for the rest of the fiscal year. Tech billionaire Elon Musk, who runs Tesla and X, is suing OpenAI and its CEO Sam Altman, claiming the ChatGPT maker is breaching its founding by moving profits ahead of the benefits for humanity for artificial intelligence. On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed before the opening bell rings in a new month. February ended with big gains for the Nasdaq, up 6%, closing yesterday at a record high. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Governor is encouraging families that want to have children through IVF to come to Illinois, and that he'll continue his commitment of protecting reproductive health care. The governor's comments come after the recent Alabama Supreme Court ruling that declared frozen embryos are human beings. An investigation continues into a deadly officer-involved shooting near Lexington. McLean County Coroner's Office identified the person who died in last weekend's shooting as Trayvon Little. Officers called to the area on reports of two cars exchanging gunfire. When they arrived, they claimed Little turned towards them with a weapon in his hand and was shot multiple times. Authorities continue to investigate a deadly drive-by in Decatur. They were called to the Pershing Road and Martin Luther King Drive. Wednesday, they found 22-year-old Kamari Carr with multiple gunshot wounds. Carr taken to a hospital, later died. Police now believe Carr was targeted. Anyone of the shooting, you're asked to contact Decatur Police in that situation. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Well, happy March, everybody. It is March 1, ESPN 93.5, our learned one, the guy who got the science weather machine at age 12, and I got Rock'em Sock'em Robots, but Greg took advantage and became a scientist.
He sure did.
And here you are as a meteorologist, my friend, and I tell you what, you're doggone good at this because I can plan the week.
Well, thank you.
I know the weather when you say it, so I listen attentively to make sure that I know what to wear, but I guess we're going to get a little warmer here, aren't we?
Yeah, there's still a lot of early spring-like weather. Matter of fact, we have rolled the statistical books, the accounting books, as it applies to meteorology, into spring mode. That begins here on this March 1st. So happy meteorological spring, the astronomical one towards the 19th of the month. And yeah, kind of a looking, early spring-looking set of maps and charts this morning. A little bit of rain over parts of extreme southern Champaign County, more so southward towards Arthur and Charleston, Mattoon, and Tuscola. And perhaps even a little mixed wet snow into some of that, and some light snow that quoted about a quarter inch of accumulation over the western end of the state. That extends from Springfield up to a little bit southeast of about Burlington, Keokuk. So a couple of sprinkles, a couple of snowflakes around this morning, especially west and south of Champaign. A few sprinkles around and a touch of light rain this afternoon. We could deal with this. 45, the expected high. That's pretty much what you expect for a March 1. Light south wind will about at 33 for tonight. And yes, there is more honest to goodness spring-like weather here for the day tomorrow and into Sunday and Monday. 60 tomorrow, 70 on Sunday for about a sunshine for the weekend, and a couple of showers, thunderstorms will get going in the next Pacific type weather system. No real cold air in sight. 72 on Monday. The best chance for some rainfall and a couple of thunderstorms would be late Monday afternoon into Monday night. It'll linger into early Tuesday with a high near 55, and then 50s by day, 30s at night. Little dash of rain here Wednesday, again on Friday. Otherwise, temperatures continue about 10, almost 15 degrees above average through late next week and probably beyond. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Well, every month we honor law enforcement because they deserve it. We're happy to welcome a 7-year guy, 8 years in Florida, 15 total. He's now with the Champaign Police Department, presently serves as the sergeant in the patrol division, working the day shift. Sergeant Austin Massey, welcome. Nice to have you, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
What was the movie called Cloverleaf where the camera shakes all over?
Yeah,
If you're watching social media, I'm holding the camera.
Blair Witch Project or something.
I need a camera guy. And the police department has a lot of cameras. Maybe I could get somebody at Champaign Police to.
We are getting pretty good at dealing with cameras.
I love the camera because it vindicates what you do. People blame you for something, and I got video proof I didn't do that.
The cameras are awesome. They're very helpful, helping protect our officers, but they're also very helpful in documenting evidence from cases. They come up all the time in court. It's very nice to just play it before a jury and show what we're seeing right before their eyes.
Why did Austin Massey go into law enforcement? You're a Vermilion County kid. Why did you get into this business?
Ever since I was really young, I was raised to respect law enforcement and appreciate that they are in their position to help us and be ready to assist at your worst time. And growing up, seeing the law enforcement in the community out there helping, just really something I wanted to do and be there to help people on their worst day, help make their lives a little better.
Was it what you thought?
It's a little busier than I ever thought, working in Florida and then coming up to Champaign. But it's been very fulfilling.
What did you learn in Florida?
I learned it was very busy.
Busier than
Florida. It was
here?
very hot.
What part of Florida?
South Florida.
South. Okay.
So Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, you were in Fort Lauderdale?
Yes.
That's a big town.
It is a big city.
That's different in Champaign-Urbana, isn't it?
It's a little different.
Yeah.
But we dealt with spring break, college students. We dealt with, all the tourists coming down there year round, cruise ship, big cruise port, but also is just outside Miami. So lots of crime coming up from there. So just a very busy area.
How do you approach each day?
You never know what you're going to get coming into work. You never know. It could be a nice, calm day, nothing going on. I can just take care of paperwork and get everyone squared away. But then, the wheels can fall off and we can go call to call to call. So,
and your training kicks in at that point, doesn't it?
Yes, it's almost instinct.
I don't know what it is, and maybe I'm just older, but I keep feeling like the kids just don't have respect for authority, and the kids are more violent. I don't know whether it's the video games. Are you seeing something about our youth today?
I think it's whatever's available. So in the past, obviously, kids are going to be kids. They're going to get into things. They're going to see stuff on TV, what they're exposed to, and then the social circle, what other people around them are doing. And it just kind of spreads. So
okay.
If I went back to number 2 leaded pencils and had no phones, would it be easier on police?
It would be different, definitely.
Because isn't that
more contained?
It's a great tool for life, but it's also a great tool for criminals.
The social media and technology, definitely. It's very easy to communicate. 20 years ago, communicating with somebody across the country, learning stuff online was unheard of, and now it's very easy to look up a video on how to do something.
What's your biggest concern at the Champaign Police Department these days?
The biggest concern, I think,
there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of concerns. A lot of things come across the desk. Working day shift, a lot of our issues, dealing with the schools, making sure they're safe, making sure we're ready to respond if there's ever an emergency at the school, traffic issues at the schools, making sure we're protecting those school zones. Make sure you're slowing down. Speed limit's 20 through the school zones all throughout town. You never know when the kids are going to walk out, especially when they're parking on the street. It's just hard to see, so make sure you're going slow through those. Definitely a lot of complaints about that.
But you got crime happening with younger kids all the time these days, right? I mean, it's getting younger and younger, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
How is that happening? How is a 12-year-old, 13-year-old doing felonies?
It's probably just seeing what they're exposed to, what they're around. Maybe they're seeing it on TV. Definitely social media is very accessible to everybody.
Yeah.
So they're just seeing it.
Well, and the parents these days, oftentimes I feel like, if there's screen time and the kids are being quiet, then that's good enough. But
I don't think there's parents in a lot of cases.
You need to be more disciplined.
You got that, but I think there's people that have nothing. I mean, truly, in Champaign-Urbana, there are people that have a drug dealer guy who's been kind to him, and the mother's drunk or the dad's in jail. I mean, we have a lot like that, don't we?
I think it's everywhere you go. It's a common thing. I think it's been a problem for years, but parents need to parent their children and be there and be present, and it's hard when both parents are working or you're working full-time jobs, having to stay late and stuff. It's hard, but I think it's very important that parents are involved in their children.
Well, how do you? It's hard to fix, really. I mean, if you don't, you had good parents, I had good parents, and I had good parents. I mean, you can't choose your parents. But boy, does it help, right? When you have somebody set an example. And you're a dad, wife, 4 kids. I mean, man, that keeps you busy.
Definitely.
How fast is the fastest diaper you ever changed? Under a minute? Could you do it, Austin?
Oh, definitely.
Great.
That's so you love what you do, and you go to work every day, and you're not out to get anybody. I think and you must hear stuff and go, dang it, that's not true, right?
Definitely. I mean, working through the pandemic and the protests and everything, the anti-law enforcement, it was kind of frustrating, but I just want to get it out there. We're here to help. The police department sheriff's office, everyone in law enforcement. We come to work every day to help people. We're not here to jam people up. We're just here to make a difference and help people out when we can. We have to enforce the law because it's part of the job, but we're also out there to help.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much for what you do, Austin. We need you.
Absolutely.
I'll see you at CrossFit soon, right?
Hopefully.
Come on,
and
man.
if somebody wants to get involved or be a part of Champaign Police, what do they do?
You're hiring,
Definitely,
right?
we are hiring. We have 15 openings currently. So join champagnepd.com. And, if you're highly motivated and want to get in, come join us. It's not an easy job sometimes, but it's definitely fulfilling, and we need more.
We do. Thanks, Austin. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sergeant Austin Massey, Champaign Police Department, our law enforcement official of the month, and brought to you by MX Electric. We'll be right back.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
Are you tired of getting the short end of the stick and always being stuck with cold water for your showers? Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing is here to help. With current tax incentives and rebates, you can save up to $900 on a high-efficiency tankless water heater, unlimited hot water, and saving on your energy bills. It seems like the best gift you could give your home. With the current promotion of 0% financing for qualified applicants, you can't afford not to call. 217-841-4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
If you're in the market for a new car battery, you could go to one of those big box stores, except there's no guarantee you'll be served by an actual car expert.
Clean up in aisle 3.
You could pick a battery off the shelf, except it might be close to expiring. Or you could just come into Interstate. Don't make a big box store blunder. With competitive prices and a more personal, reliable approach, Interstate Batteries is the clear-cut choice if you want to guarantee yourself a new and trustworthy car battery. They're open and ready to serve you at 2504 North Mattis Avenue in Champaign.
ESPN 93.5, Illinois plays. They leave later today for Madison, Wisconsin. That's a quick flight. The Illini take on the Badgers tomorrow at noon. Nationally televised game. It's Illinois and Wisconsin. And then Tuesday will be home, 6 p.m. It's senior night against the mighty Purdue Boilermakers.
That's right, and arrive at 5:30 because there's so many seniors to honor before the game. So take note of that. Our women will be honored at the State Farm Center against Nebraska on Sunday at 3. They lost to Michigan State yesterday, 87-70. We had Ohio State beating Nebraska. That final was 78-69, and Rutgers over Michigan last night, 82-52. Games tomorrow as we join our Illini really out of the gate against Wisconsin at noon. Then we have Penn State and Minnesota. Michigan State is at Purdue, and Iowa is at Northwestern. I just feel like the whole league is just so challenging.
It's just competitive, and generally it's close until somebody breaks away toward the end of ball games. And we'll see what happens at Madison tomorrow because everybody seems to play really well against Illinois because we're one of the top dogs in the last 5 years. So they're Super Bowl in a lot of cases. So
our men's tennis in action at Atkins, and it'll be EIU at 10 this morning, or number 14 Baylor at 6 this evening. We also have our baseball team in South Carolina, and their contests are at 1 today and tomorrow. Today it's Florida State, tomorrow it's Western Michigan. So go Illini all around. As far as NBA action, we had the Bucks over Charlotte 111-99. We'll have the Bucks in action in Chicago to face the Bulls at 9 tonight. Ahead of that game, the Indiana Pacers are down in New Orleans for a 7 o'clock contest. And, of course, we have 6 Illini athletes that are in the NFL Combine over in Indianapolis, if you want to check that out. We had Coach Brett Bielema on to talk about his players and the portal and the changing landscape of today's Illini football team and the spring game, which will be on April 20th at 1.
All right, so we'll talk weather now with meteorologist Greg Solier.
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign Event is Saturday. Overall, pretty quiet weather picture. Weak weather system heading through the southern states has a little more moisture expanding northward into our general neck of the woods and points on southward. That includes, a little bit of wet snow, some rain mixed in for this morning, a little rain back in this afternoon, and temperatures up to about 45 this afternoon. Average high for the time of year on this March 1, then the start of meteorological springtime. Right in in that range. A bit of a light south wind, mostly cloudy tonight, 33. Partly sunny for the day. Tomorrow, high temperatures with a bit of a south breeze up, getting close to 60. 45 tomorrow night, and we'll flirt with 70 on Sunday. A mostly sunny, windy, and seasonally mild day. 72 is a warm one on Monday as well, with some shower thunderstorm activity expand across the area, especially the afternoon and into Monday night. That activity winds down on Tuesday with the high temperature up around 55. A little more rain in here early Wednesday and again towards Friday of next week. Otherwise, 50s by day and 30s at night.
I'm Stuart Varney, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Elon Musk, who helped found artificial intelligence startup OpenAI, is suing the company and its top executives, accusing them of abandoning the founding mission to benefit humanity. The lawsuit accuses OpenAI of transforming itself into a closed-source de facto subsidiary of Microsoft. Shares of New York Community Bancorp are down 29%. It has revealed accounting issues and other problems with financial reporting, and it installed a new CEO. Whirlpool, known for its washing machines and refrigerators, is about to cut costs because demand for big appliances is softening. Whirlpool will step up its lines of smaller appliances, including mixers and espresso machines. It also makes the KitchenAid brand. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Judy Coselda, invested in you.
I'm Dana Perino, co-host of The Five and co-anchor of America's Newsroom. Join me for my brand new podcast, Perino on Politics. Listeners of Everything Will Be Okay will gravitate toward this podcast too. Every Monday, I'm going to talk to people I trust in politics as they tell me what they're seeing and thinking in the 2024 election cycle. As they prep me to cover the upcoming election, they'll prep you, the voters, too. Make sure you subscribe to this series on foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you download podcasts and leave a rating and review.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Well, every month we talk about OSF. Lily Ott, certified nurse midwife at OSF Healthcare. Lily, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I don't know if everybody knows what a midwife is and what they do, so I'm here to ask you, what do you do?
Yeah, as a midwife, I see women through all of their life. So I see women for gynecological visits in the office. I see pregnant women prenatally in the office. I do deliveries, vaginal deliveries. I assist in C-sections. I help with breastfeeding.
All baby related.
Yes, and women related, really.
But what's the difference in nurse and midwife? Just a little more involved?
Yeah, so a midwife is a practitioner. So it's somebody with a master's or doctorate degree.
I see.
So it's a higher level of education. But with the nursing background, we still get that kind of one-on-one bedside where we get more time with our patients. We get to spend time with them in the clinic and then also in the hospital.
So relational.
Yes, very. Yeah.
And at OSF, we can pray. So that's good news.
Yes,
I believe totally in the power of prayer. So that's awesome.
Yes.
What do you want people to know about what you do at OSF?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing right now is we just want everyone to kind of understand that we're seeing patients in several different locations. So we're seeing patients in the Urbana OB clinic, as well as the Forsyth Clinic. We also see patients in Bloomington at our Advanced Women's Healthcare building, and then in Pontiac as well. We're opening a location in Lincoln. It's going to be open in the beginning of April, and we're going to be doing prenatal care and gynecological visits at all of those locations to try and help this area where there's kind of these healthcare deserts.
You know, when it comes to being a midwife, it just sounds so old-fashioned, from back in the day. So what are some of the common misconceptions about being a certified nurse midwife?
Yeah, so a certified nurse midwife, I feel like sometimes people think midwife and they think, oh, someone that comes to my house who's old that doesn't know what they're doing.
Right, we're ripping sheets over here, boiling water and lighting some
Making
candles.
people nervous, yeah. So we all have master's or doctorate level degrees. We've gone through the schooling, we've done all of the training, and we do deliveries in the hospital setting. We support women in all ways that they want to deliver. So it doesn't necessarily mean a midwife patient has to be a no pain medication or pain management patient. You know, we support epidurals, we support or, IV pain medication. Any way that we can best support our patients is how we want to,
So how does a patient go about this to request a midwife or something like that?
Yeah, so you can contact any of the offices and make an appointment with us, and we can get you in as soon as possible. And we'll see you in the office, and then we deliver at OSF in Bloomington. So that's where we will do our delivering privileges for now. And we eventually will also deliver at Broman in Bloomington as well.
When it comes to being a midwife, is there specialized care then?
Yeah, we have lots of training. We do training, in the office setting where we're doing testing, screenings, things like that. And then also in the hospital setting, we're doing the specialized care of the one-on-one labor support. We actually do the deliveries ourselves, and we're assisting in the ORs and just being of best use to our patients to keep them happy and healthy and supported.
So what does that feel like? When the baby comes out, you've been part of this, and it's kind of emotional.
It is. It's emotional. It's exciting. It's like the adrenaline rush every time. Every time, it just amazes me, how women's bodies work and how women carry these babies for 9 months, and then I get to be the one to witness that last moment where now all of a sudden they've had this baby that they've been, desiring for the last 9 months. So it's really a cool.
Do you connect afterwards too, or do you?
Oh yeah.
It continues on.
Yeah. So we see patients postpartum in the hospital, and then we also see them postpartum in the clinics, and then we can continue seeing them annually for their annual gynecological exams, and then we can continue seeing them if they have another pregnancy, all the way through postmenopausal. So really lifetime.
That's awesome. Now, of course, you're relieved that the pregnancy, has come to fruition and the baby is out, but then you're also got your game face on to do the APGAR test and all these other things to make sure the baby is healthy.
Yeah, the baby's healthy. We want to make sure, everything's good with baby and everything's good with mom. So, making sure that she's not having any bleeding issues after delivery, and, supporting her in getting up and, getting out of bed for the first time, helping with breastfeeding, kind of all those things that go along with the postpartum period as well.
Well, and getting the baby close and having that skin contact, all of those great loving moments. I've been a part of one live birth that I saw my nephew come into the world, Luke, and it's just, you're crying and emotional, and I bet, but Lily, you probably have your game face on and ready to go.
I try to, but yeah, a lot of times it does get emotional, and when you're in that moment, it's just really breathtaking what you get to be a part of and witness.
No, it's a miracle.
It is. It really
absolutely is a miracle. If you just, it's absolutely unbelievable to see that. And then we had triplets.
Oh wow!
And so my one of my best friends said, when you have a baby, it's a miracle. When you have triplets, something's going on. So we were blessed. Our prayers were answered. I think a plain little. You got a friend. She's a friend.
Oh.
Lily Ott would be a friend at OSF. You're gonna be there for them. I would think, and that's really nice to know. I can call Lily. Call Lily.
Yes, please do. We'd love to see you.
So how do people find you and get hold of you, or get an appointment and get it started?
Yeah, they can go to the OSF website and contact any of the offices that we're at. Like I said, it's Urbana, Forsyth, eventually Lincoln, Pontiac, and Bloomington, and make an appointment with any of us. Our phone number is on the website as well.
How many of us are there? Nobody's good as Lily Ott, are there?
There are 6 of us.
Wow.
We all practice very, very similarly.
Awesome.
I was trained by the other 5 of them, and they're all wonderful. I would say if you could morph someone into one of us, we're all very, very, very similar.
I'm sure you are.
Yes.
And I know you've had some, you graduated at Unity, you went on to Parkland to do also the nursing training, and now you're a fur baby mom, right?
Yes, yep. 2 dogs and 2 cats.
Oh boy. Veterinary work there.
Juggling a lot, Lily Ott.
Just the little zoo in my house.
Lily, thanks for coming in. We appreciate what you do at OSF.
Thanks so much for having me.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Lily Ott, she's a certified nurse midwife at OSF Healthcare.
For details, osfhealthcare.org.
The news is next. Daycare between $18,000 and $36,000 a year. Wow, we got that next. Coming up, BSB on 93.5.
The Alma Market is your one-stop shop for one-of-a-kind creations from the University of Illinois alumni and students, as well as unique finds from some of your favorite Urbana-Champaign area businesses. Treat yourself or a loved one and support your fellow Illini today. If you're a University of Illinois student, alum, or Champaign-Urbana area business, feature your products on the Alma Market. Becoming a vendor is a great way to expand your reach and connect with Illini across the country. For more details, visit almamarket.org. Go Illini!
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Short-term market fluctuations can be unnerving for everyone. A proven way to tune out the noise and focus on long-term investment goals is to adhere to a well-constructed investment plan. This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. If you don't have a plan in place, we can help create one designed specifically for you. Call us today for a complimentary consultation at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. 2 funerals today. Laken Riley in her hometown of Woodstock, Georgia, with a migrant from Venezuela charged with the nursing student's murder. And Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny at a Moscow church. He mysteriously died in a Siberian prison. Thousands of supporters outside clapping, braving the risk of being arrested. Transcripts released for Hunter Biden, the House deposition. Reaction rolling in to Hunter admitting he invited his dad to business meetings at dinner and on speakerphone. Senator Josh Hawley tells the Ingram Angle.
He's trying to play us for fools. Everybody knows the truth here. He just confirmed it, that Biden participated in the lunches. He met with his business associates. He was selling access to his dad. I mean, it's clear as day.
But Hunter says he was probably drunk or high when he sent the threatening text demanding a cash payment from a Chinese partner. America is listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. An Illinois judge removing former President Trump from the state's ballot. Reason for the removal was the 14th Amendment so-called insurrectionist ban. The stay was issued by the judge on the order, giving Trump's legal team time to appeal by the deadline, which is today. University of Illinois Springfield School of Education getting a financial boost to help address teacher shortage issues. School's been awarded a $145,000 grant. Money going to be used to develop a consortium aimed at fixing the issue of teacher shortages in central Illinois. Surroundings around Lake Decatur getting an upgrade. Pier 36 continues to grow, and officials say they're adding 60 new boat docks to allow more people to keep their boat in the area for the summer. Officials say they plan to upgrade the marina as well with new gas pumps and a convenience store. There was already a wait list for the 60 new boat slips. Now they're getting ready for more leisure summer. That's what's happening. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana and vicinity. Welcome to March 1st and the start of meteorological springtime. Still a fair amount of spring-like temperatures expected to build our way here in the coming days, next couple of weeks for openers, and an increasingly active one down the line for next week and beyond. In the meantime, weak weather system traversing the deep southern states. Its northern extent generating a little bit of rain, perhaps a touch of some wet snow mixed in from time to time, and a late day high to 45 and a light south wind. Mostly cloudy for tonight, 33 the low. Tomorrow, some peaks and pokes of sunshine, milder, the high nearing 60 in the afternoon. Pick up on the south wind and will flirt with 70 on a windy and a seasonally mild, mostly sunny Sunday. Then Monday, some shower activity expands across the area, perhaps a couple of thunderstorms in the afternoon. Those only linger into early on Tuesday. Temperatures up around 72 for the day on Monday, cooling to about 55 on Tuesday, and then highs in the low to mid 50s. A few sprinkles Wednesday, a little more rain Friday. Overnight readings generally above freezing. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Hi, this is Steve from Good Vibes.
And I'm Luke Goody from your men's basketball team.
So, Luke, you're what, about 6'7"?
Yeah? Why?
Because size matters in basketball and video.
I know it's easier to shoot over a smaller guy.
And it's easier to see every detail on the biggest screen. That's why we brought in Sony's 98-inch Bravia. Unbelievable TV for gaming and sports.
That's not taller than me, though, is it?
No, but it's 8 inches wider than you are high. It is large and in charge.
All right, so it's big. Does it lose something blown up that size?
Nope. The Sony Cognitive Processor delivers wide dynamic contrast, billions of natural colors, and high peak brightness all the way to the corners over 8 feet apart.
So all that means is it's expensive, right?
$69.99 isn't cheap, but it's less than a good projector and screen, and it works in bright rooms.
So how much am I getting paid for this commercial again?
Well, not that much, Luke, but with your good credit, it's under $650 a month with 0%, including tax and installation by Good Vibes experts.
Whether you want to travel, move to a warmer climate, or invest in a hobby, you have dreams for retirement, whatever they might be, Busey Wealth Management recommends saving 10 to 15% of your annual income to help you achieve all that. 10 to 15%. What's the best savings choice? Well, a 401k, individual retirement account, maybe. They can talk you through that. 2 types of IRAs, the traditional, allow your investment earnings to grow tax-deferred until withdrawn. The Roth are taxed at time of contribution, but then your earnings are withdrawn tax-free. With both traditional and Roth IRAs, you can open an account anytime, make annual contributions. If you're trying to figure everything out, use Busey.com. Go visit somebody. You can also talk to them, sit down with them. They'll help determine which IRA is best for your saving strategy. Whether retirement's approaching or many years away, Busey Wealth Management can develop a strategy to meet your unique needs. What you need to do is call them at 800-67-BUSEY. Go to Busey, any Busey location. Investment products and services not FDIC insured may lose value. No bank guarantee. Natalie Boyle, you're out in California?
Oh, no, my phone number is California, but I'm in Dallas, Texas now.
I was going to say, it'd be really early for you if it's L.A., but you had an LA number. Were you from L.A.?
No, well, it's sort of that time. I was living in L.A. during that time where people stopped changing their phone numbers. So that was, 20 years ago.
Well, because everybody had your number. You're just a mess if you change it, and I get it, totally.
Exactly.
Well, you're a national thought leader on child care, the CEO, founder of Annie's Place, the first of its kind nonprofit organization that supports families by providing safe, loving child care from expert staff so family members can get the medical care they need. So tell me about Annie's Place firstly.
Well, sure. So I started Annie's Place just almost 10 years ago now. And essentially, I'm a cancer survivor, and my twins were 18 months old when I got diagnosed and went through kind of the worst of my treatment. And coming out of that, I was very lucky because I was able to hire a nanny to help, and I had family in town, and a friend of mine, Annie, for whom we named Annie's Place, got diagnosed with colon cancer, and she didn't have those same resources available. So I kind of just started sending my nanny to her because I didn't need her anymore, and getting friends to fundraise. And very quickly it became something where there was so much need, and everyone was asking me how to do this, that we turned it into a nonprofit organization. And our first 5 years, we really focused on sending nannies into client homes, but that's very, very expensive. We still do a little bit of it. But then we partnered with a hospital, so at Parkland Hospital, which is the county hospital in Dallas, and we opened our first child care center in November of 2020, which was a wild time to do that. But because we opened during the pandemic, what we discovered, we originally intended to be there for patients to be able to get their medical treatments. But then we started getting calls from the hospital about, this clinic's going to shut down. We have nurses that have been working for, 3 days straight and don't have child care. And so we started providing child care for the staff. And that's where we got to our new mission, which is caring for children so families can access health care. Oh. So it's all about health care access, but looking at it broadly in terms of saying, well, patients can't get good treatment if they don't have people there to take care of them. And so, where I kind of tie all of this into, really wanting to talk about and advocate for all kinds of child care at a national level is that idea that one of the things that we're trying to help with is one of these major workforce shortages, right? So in terms of child care, there are two really big problems, and number 1 and 2 workforce shortages are teachers and nurses. And those are largely careers that are, women of, reproductive age that have young kids. And as childcare has gotten more expensive, that's one of the reasons that we're having so much trouble filling those jobs. Well, so we do our small part to help there.
Well, it's awesome. And, were you surprised at how many people needed that? They had a sickness, but there's nobody to watch the kids. I mean, were you surprised at the need?
So, I was surprised when I discovered that nobody had ever done it before. So I knew the need because I lived it, right? Like, it was so hard, and I had every possible advantage. And as I was getting treatment, I knew so many other people that also needed this. And but before I was sick myself, I hadn't ever thought of it. But then now, as I started to do this work, and now I've been doing it for so long, I mean, we've had more than 1,000 children come through our center just in the last 3 years.
It's wonderful.
And yeah, and thank you. And so it's one where, I mean, we've provided care for about almost 9,000 medical appointments, and particularly with a lot of, so because we're at the county hospital, we have a lot of families that are, low and moderate income, and they just do not have a lot of choices when it comes to where their kid's going to go when they have chemotherapy treatment all day long and things like that.
Yeah.
And so it's a huge need.
$18,000 to $36,000 is what the projection is of what people are spending on daycare for a child. Is that right?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Wow.
It is a very, very expensive. In fact, a lot of families are paying more in child care every month than they are for their mortgage or rent.
Yeah, I bet they are. I bet you are. But again, what's the solution? I don't know what to do here.
So, honestly, child care has been at a crisis level in this country for a long time, but then COVID exacerbated it. And so now we're in this supply and demand problem, which is causing, the cost to be so high. And I think there's not one solution. It's a patchwork of things that we have to do. And so, of course, there are, some legislative solutions. Like, for example, in Texas, there's a bill coming that we're advocating for that would reduce property tax for child care centers so that they could pass some of that savings along and afford to pay their teachers better and things like that. But then, what we do is really an employer-based solution. It's partnering with hospitals to provide this care. And so I'm really starting to see and to hear and to advocate for employers to start looking at what can they do to alleviate child care burdens for their employees.
Yep.
Because it is a
I think that's happening. I think people
are
doing that. I've heard that big companies are doing some of that child care for their workers, which is a huge perk if you had that. Wow.
Yes. Yeah. Retention, recruiting.
Yep.
It is a huge thing. But I think what people don't know is that they think of only these like mega giant employers that could do this.
Yep.
But it's not. So you can have a child care center for mixed ages. It's one room. You need 300 square feet for 12 kids. And it would be very inexpensive. And it's something that you could do at many, many offices. And so, really thinking creatively about solutions. And I think working with employers is one of the quickest ways because they see the return on investment immediately.
No question. Yeah.
And so that's one solution.
I would start the Stevie J Montessori child care for my company, and everybody would apply. They would come to us.
Yes.
They'd want to work with us. That's for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Would work. Hey, how can people find Annie's Place?
Yeah, just visit us on the website at anniesplacecares.org.
Well, Natalie Boyle, keep up your fine work, good thinking, good entrepreneurial thoughts, and helping people. It's awesome.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on.
Pleasure. ESPN 93.5, 843. PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
BMW, Buick, GMC, Honda, and Subaru. Welcome to Sarah Champagne. We can handle all your car repairs on site, including paintless dent repair, bumpers, windshields, everything in between. We have an amazing selection of new or pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Shop from home and buy online or reserve your vehicle before it hits our website or dealership. Sarah Champagne is home of the Sarah One Price Promise, delivering an honest and transparent buying experience. Hurry in or shop online at sarahchampagne.com.
All right, we have a Stever. It's $500 when you spend $1,000 at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. So it's a steep deal here, and obviously a lot of people want this. So if you want to get in for the opportunity to win one of these, and we're going to do 4 today.
Nice.
So there's chances. GoStever.com. GoStever.com. You can always text any questions you have or any comments to the show on the Fisher National Bank text line.
Yes. In fact, does your bank keep rewards program out of reach? Some banks save rewards for a selected few. Well, Fisher National Bank offers free rewards checking to everyone for doing what you're likely doing already. You can make 12 debit card purchases, receive statements electronically, and have one direct deposit a month. It's that easy. Rewards checking requires no minimum balance, offers ATM fee refunds, and delivers an excellent annual percentage yield. You can learn more at FisherNational.com. Fisher National Bank, exceptional communities, exceptional people, member FDIC.
All right, Illinois leaving on their aeroplane to Madison. Yes, they fly, and they'll leave today for a noon game with the Badgers, who want to beat us because they want a better seed in the Big Ten and the NCAA. Crowd will be full. It'll be absolutely screaming, but our team is up for it.
Yeah, when it comes to the bracketology, these are all, like quad 1 wins or all that. So, yes, we'll have Wisconsin tomorrow at noon. You can watch the game with other fans at Pia's 1609 West Springfield Avenue, or keep that in mind, dropping you off in the Circle Drive. They'll probably arrange things early since the ceremony for the seniors on Tuesday, and that game against Purdue is at 5:30 and tip off at 6. So take note of all of that. Michigan State over our Illinois women's basketball team, 87-70 yesterday. Next up will be seniors honored at 3 o'clock on Sunday at the State Farm Center as we face Nebraska. There'll be action for the tennis team in Atkins today at 10 and then tonight at 6 against number 14 Baylor. We also had some Big Ten action last night with Ohio State beating Nebraska 78-69 and Rutgers over Michigan 82-52. Games featured tomorrow in addition to our Illinois taking on Wisconsin, Penn State's at Minnesota, Michigan State's at Purdue, and Iowa's at Northwestern. The baseball team in South Carolina facing Florida State at 1, and then tomorrow it'll be Western Michigan. They've got a game on Sunday also in these weekend competitions they're involved in. So that pretty much takes care of sports. We've got Milwaukee and Chicago to face the Bulls tonight at 9. The Pacers are in New Orleans to take them on at 7 o'clock. The Bucks over Charlotte yesterday, 111-99. I'm Diane Ducey.
Okay, so Purdue's at 14-3 in the conference. Illinois is 12-5. Northwestern is 11-6. Wisconsin in 10-7. And Wisconsin's looking at this game as saying, if I don't beat Illinois and I get to 8 losses, I'm probably not going to get a bye in that first round.
Right.
Because Wisconsin still has to go to Purdue. Mm-hmm. So they host Rutgers after this for their senior night. That'll be next Thursday. Then they go to Purdue. They're not going to beat Purdue at Purdue. So they kind of have to beat us. And so that's a big game for Wisconsin. The double bye is huge in this Big Ten tournament because you play Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you get a double bye, you don't play till Friday. You win Friday, you're in the semifinals. So it's a really big advantage with 14 teams to get the double bye. Illinois is there, but not locked in. We have to win a basketball game somewhere. So last 3 games very tough. At Wisconsin, home Purdue, at Iowa. And Iowa's right there 9-9, so they've been playing really good lately. And everybody's scrambling for the NCAA. Purdue, Illinois, Northwestern, Wisconsin, Nebraska, probably a lock. And if we get a 6th team, it could be Iowa, could be Michigan State. So the point is Iowa's going to need to beat us too. So they're very motivated. And I just, again, I've said this before, I'm very, very emotional about Illinois, and obviously not unbiased and all that. But it appears to me, anecdotally, that everybody just plays really well against us, shoots the ball really well, defends really well. And I think I think Ty Rodgers said it too. He said it's kind of like their Super Bowl to beat Illinois. And it's a quad 1, it's a big win, it's a ranked team, all that. But, man, when you have the target on your back, and it's not easy. Zach Edey is, of course, the most prominent player probably in America from the standpoint of impact for his team. Mm-hmm. Really, really tough to stop. Really, really good. But that'll be something to worry about on Tuesday. I think at home we can beat Purdue, but they're real good, and they're going to be a 1, I think. And the pressure's going to be on Purdue. They lost to a 16 last year. Uh-huh. They lost the first game as a 1 seed. So we'll see. I think Purdue has a very, very good chance to make a little run. But then again, as Johnny said earlier, anybody can beat anybody.
That's right.
And that's how it works.
8:49.
Greg's weather one more time coming up.
Stevie Jay Broadcasting is looking for organizations that regularly distribute information regarding employment opportunities to job applicants or have job applicants to refer. If your organization would like to receive notification of job vacancies at our stations, please notify Human Relations at 101 East Washington in Philo, Illinois, 61864, or email hr@sjbroadcasting.com or by phone at 217-367-1195. SJ Broadcasting is an equal opportunity employer encouraging minorities and females to apply.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Underground Solutions. Are you tired of dealing with leaky faucets, basement flooding, bursting or leaking pipes? From plumbing maintenance and repairs to installing new water heaters and sump pumps, our goal is to get you up and running as soon as possible. At Lands Plumbing, we have 24/7 emergency service and a team of highly skilled professionals that will work with you to get the job done right the first time. I'm Troy Lands, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Van is Saturday. Overall, pretty quiet weather picture. Weak weather system heading through the southern states has a little more moisture expanding northward into our general neck of the woods and points on southward. That includes, a little bit of wet snow, some rain mixed in for this morning, a little rain back in this afternoon, and temperatures up to about 45 this afternoon. Average high for the time of year on this March 1, then the start of meteorological springtime, right in that range. A bit of a light south wind, mostly cloudy tonight, 33. Partly sunny for the day tomorrow. High temperatures with a bit of a south breeze up, getting close to 60. 45 tomorrow night, and we'll flirt with 70 on Sunday. A mostly sunny, windy, and usually mild day. 72 is a warm one on Monday as well, with some shower thunderstorm activity expand across the area, especially the afternoon and into Monday night. That activity winds down on Tuesday with the high temperature up around 55. A little more rain in here early Wednesday and again towards Friday of next week. Otherwise, 50s by day and 30s at night. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Peter Olchis, Greg Solgay.
As Tapman's Towing celebrates 50 years of serving Central Illinois, we're always seeking good people to serve our great customers. Our team of expert tow professionals would like to interview others with CDLs, previous tow experience, or a strong interest in serving others. If you enjoy serving people, love working in the outdoors, and looking for a career, not just a job, we should talk soon. Do you have a strong desire but lack the experience? We should still talk. Visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Well, I heard Mike was listening this morning from Cabo San Lucas, so thank you.
Excellent.
That's a long way away.
Yeah, it is.
Way down south of L.A., way down in Mexico.
Okay.
All right, and many of you might be listening on and off from different places. Always let us know in the Fisher National Bank text line, 217-359-2255. And again, GoStever.com for $500 off at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. That's a pretty good deal. And Diane and I both like our new dishwashers we bought.
Yes, we do.
We did that during the big sale. Got a good deal, but there are always good deals out there.
Mm-hmm.
And they got, installation, all that stuff. The crew that came out and installed very good. Did a nice job, and we loved the dishwasher, and nobody ever had the dishwasher talk with me about what to do with the dishwasher. You're like, well, you leave the plates dirty. You scrape off the rice, but you let them, I like when they get nice and dry. Oh, yeah. Let my Cascade Platinum handle that.
So our friend Jeff Wilson is checking in about that Lincoln Day dinner that's coming up on Sunday at the Holiday Inn. Hi, Jeff.
You going? Are you going, Jeff?
I'm going. I understand we have quite a special speaker Sunday. Who is that?
I don't know, but Janet and I will be there.
Yes.
We'll be there.
We got the Grace Ketchetarian Fan Club.
Yeah, you betcha. I'll start the wave so you can follow me, Jeff.
Will you start the wave?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Listen,
and
then, Jeff Wilson is a county board member. He's a rare bird because he's a Republican, and he's 6 out of 22 on the board. But listen, I appreciate all your cheerfulness and all your ways to really, in spite of it being contentious time in America and Champaign County, that you figure stuff out. You've gotten some things done.
yeah, it's been a real blessing. We've done some good stuff, and I think what I'm most proud about is supporting veterans that are suffering from PTSD. And Stevie, that was a huge battle, but we won. We lost at the start, got ourselves back together, and were able to turn the hearts and minds of the county board to support our dear veterans that need so much help here in Champaign County. So definitely happy about that.
Well, listen, Lincoln Day dinner Sunday night. I think people were getting there about 5:30 at the Holiday Inn next
That's
to
it.
Baxter's in Champaign. Kirby and Neal.
101 Trade Center Drive.
I think you could probably figure out how to get in if
Just
you really
an
wanted to.
online search away if
Yeah.
you want to be a part of it.
And go meet Jeff
Yeah,
Wilson.
you can get your tickets. You can show up and meet Stevie J. And Stevie J's wonderful daughter has given us a great motivational speech. And just looking forward to a great evening, Stevie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Looking forward to seeing you, Jeff. Thanks for everything. There was a picture taken of Jeff Wilson and the Pope, and people were going, "Who's that standing next to Jeff Wilson?" Anyway, thank you.
Hey, if you want, I was on WD. I was on Brian Barnhart for about an hour interview about inside baseball, about